Hello, Facebook. Good morning. How y'all doing? I'm broke down. I'm tired. I'm tired. I got it out the mud this morning. So hopefully, happy Tuesday. Y'all are getting it out the mud this morning. Yeah, this Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully y'all are getting it out the mud this morning. Hopefully you got up, you spent some devotional time with God, some intimate time with Him. Good morning, Nadia. Hopefully you spent some time with Him this morning. Hopefully you got some type of exercise, workout in, movement in, and really started your day. Clearly, as you can see, I don't take days off. I consistently stick to my workouts, which is 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday. And today my trainer, shout out to my trainer, JJ, challenged me to, after the 45-minute workout that he put on me today, to add another 15 to go harder for good morning Jess, good morning Lakeitra. My trainer challenged me this morning and was like, look, for the month, let's put an extra 15 minutes in and really attack your gains, you know what I'm saying? And I've been enjoying, I'm different from, everything about me is different from most people, but right now my focus is gaining, you know what I'm saying? So I've gained probably 10 pounds at least already, which is what I've wanted to do, is gain. So it's a different type of discipline, different type of discipline for me. But as you know, he's challenged me before, and I just hadn't really done it, because I'm always on such a tight time constraint. And so this morning he was like, bruh, just give me an extra 15 minutes added to your workout, one-on-one, real quick. It's not going to take much to get, the definition that you're wanting, and your abs and your core and that kind of thing. And I was like, all right, finally today, I said, it's September 1st. Let me go and attack it differently. And as I was attacking it differently and working differently, God said, literally, as I was getting in the car, during the workout, I just remember feeling like, Lord, how? And then me thinking about, the upcoming things that I've got, and me just deciding, I'm gonna switch it up. And so as I was getting in my car, God said, newsflash, it was never supposed to come easy. And I thought about that. Why it is that we believe that what we're going after, for some strange reason, we just start feeling like it should be easy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Trey Boston. We start feeling like it should be easy. It should get easier. But the truth is it was never going to be easy. And anything that is easy is not challenging the body or the mind. You know what I'm saying? And so I challenge you today to just accept that it was never gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you're going after, whatever it is that you are trying to remain disciplined in, just know it was never gonna come easy. It was never. That was really never the plan. Good morning, Tanya. It was never the plan. And y'all, please share my live. It was never the plan for it to come easy. So why is it that when it gets hard, we quit? Not disciplined enough. We don't want it bad enough. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times we find ourselves, getting frustrated because it's getting harder. It's getting harder. But what can you do through the pain? Hey, Trey. Yeah, good morning. Trey, you work out, you can definitely feel what I'm talking about. What can you truly do through the pain? Sometimes I'm having to, hey, Lakita, sometimes I'm having to yell through the pain. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm having to trick my mind through the pain. You know, when he gave me them red kettlebells, and they like, I think I had a 35. And I was like, you want me to squat and raise it above my head? Like, huh? You know what I'm saying? But then at that point, I had to tell my mind, you know, I had to tell my mind, good morning, Shu. I had to tell my mind it was never gonna come easy. That's why I like working out. That's why I like running. That's why I like following people that are bettering. Good morning, Miss Barbara. Bettering themselves physically, mentally, and emotionally, because they understand, especially entrepreneur type people, they understand that it was never supposed to be easy. And so when you work out and you run, and Shu, I know you can attest to this because you run. When you run, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have the mind power over anything. Because once you get to a certain point, good morning, Jay, you know, you start feeling tired, you know, your body's like, you know, then at that point, you gotta lean on your form. You gotta lean on your technique. You know what I'm saying? Laquita, your workout, look, baby, if you were watching this live, I was barely breathing. But at that point, you gotta go back to the basics and lean on that to help push you through. You know what I'm saying? And so even in your purpose, even in whatever it is that you're going after, sometimes you got to lean back on your form to get you through. And it was never supposed to come easy. That's why, you know, people that don't really want it bad, they'll talk you out of the discipline that you must have in order to reach your goals. That's why you always got to be so careful about who's in your inner ear, who's rooting for you in your inner circle, because the people that don't want it bad enough can't understand your insanity. To them, you're insane. To them, they don't understand why you not sleeping, or why you getting up early in the morning, and why you sacrificing like this, and why you not going out, and why you ain't doing this and that no more. Because you got goals, because you got real work, you got real stuff you trying to do, and you understand that it was never supposed to be easy. You know, I had a friend tell me a long time ago when I was, you know, in my season of correct, transform is everything. That was when I was in that season of trying to understand, you know, God, why you chose me for this? Like, why did you choose me to birth purposeful pain? And I remember one of my friends telling me, it was like, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And I just kind of sat with that. And I realized I was asking God to make me extraordinary. That means extraordinary. So anything that is extra means that it is above, means that it is higher. Hey, Dewaski. Hey, Lawrence. Hey, Daisha. Good morning. Good morning. Anything, you know, y'all please share my live. Anything that, because I know it's going to bless somebody, because it's blessing me while I'm talking to y'all. But anything that is worth really going after, and you want something extraordinary, you got to be willing to put in the extra time. So this morning when Jay was like, Lauren, just give me an extra 15 minutes. Correct, Jamal. Give me an extra 15 minutes on your body for 4 days a week. I go 4 days a week. He was like, give me an extra 15 minutes. I'm already there. Give me an extra 15 minutes. When class over, when everybody walking out the door, you stay and let me attack your lower core and let me put some gains on you. I had to sit there this morning and just decide, okay, you know what? I want to be extraordinary, so I got to put in extra time. It was never going to be easy. So when you see my body transformation, and you see, you know, my mental transformation, and you see my emotional transformation, and you see my financial transformation, it's because I was willing to do the extra work that other people weren't willing to do. Hey, Margie. Hey, cousin Margie. And so you know, that right there will preach by itself. You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to do the extra work that it takes to get to the next level? Everybody want a boss. Everybody want to, you know, make their own schedule. But what if I told you when you make your own schedule that you never get a day off ever again? Do you still want to make your own schedule? Do you really want the weight of the world on you where people are constantly watching you, constantly paying attention to what you are doing, constantly having something to say about what you are doing, and you constantly having to be held at a certain standard? See, that's what people don't tell you when they say they hear elevation and promotion coming for you. They don't tell you about all the extra stuff that comes with it. So you've got to be mentally prepared, physically prepared, spiritually prepared to go to the next level. Correct, Laquita, it takes sacrifice. Hey, Wesley, good morning. Y'all please share my live. And so, newsflash, it was never going to be easy. That's why God never shows us the path. He just gives us the end game. Like people that have vision, people that, can say like, God gave me a vision, or I'm a visionary, I have dreams, things like that. If you notice, he never gives you step by play, ever. He never runs you a playbook. He always just shows you the end goal. That's for a reason. That's because he knows and understands that if you saw the process, half of y'all wouldn't even start, because it would intimidate you. It would intimidate you to the point where the enemy could talk you out of the very thing that would really take you to the level that you're asking God for. But are you willing to do extraordinary work? You got some people that's fine with ordinary, and there's nothing wrong with those people at all. But if you are a person that is determined to do something that's never been done, you got to surround yourself with extraordinary people. When we had the class, the class had, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 people, something like that. I don't know. I don't be counting. I had to stay focused when I'm working out. But it was a nice amount of people. By the time he asked me to stay an extra 15 minutes, and I looked around to see who else was staying an extra 15 minutes. No lie. It was like 4 people. Like 4 people. So that lets you know right there, out of 20 people, 4 people said, I'm going to go the extra mile. And these people would be 100 with you. They always, they be staying over. I never do. I be like, I'm out, dog. Like, I got 10 other jobs to do today. And I'm tired. I can give you extra 15 minutes. So when you look around, don't ever expect that it's going to be a whole gang of people, is what I'm telling you. It ain't going to be a gang of people out there hustling, getting it out the mud with you like you. So don't expect that. If you're a person that need claps from the fans, you're not ready. On God. If you're a person that need extra validation from people to go, you're not sold out. You're not bought out. Because tough times gonna come, and when they come, you're gonna fold because you never was fully into it in the first place. So you gotta be a person that come what may, I'm going. I'm one of those people. My friends know. If I say I'm doing something, I'm doing it. And I don't really care who doing it and who not doing it, because I'm a loner by nature. It ain't nowhere in this country that I won't just get up and go if that's something I really want to do. If that's something I'm sold out on doing, then that's just what it is. And you got to have that kind of mindset when you're pursuing your purpose. Because again, you're going to have people who don't understand, but always want to give advice about something that God didn't even tell them to do. He didn't even ask them because he knew they couldn't do it. That's why they weren't asked. And that's why I always tell people, when I'm coaching clients, and sometimes I hear complaints about, well, people on the job, they always asking me. If a person is always asking you, that means they trust you to get the job done. That means they trust you. That's the thing. That's what they're really telling you, is that they know you have the ability, and they trust that if they give it to you, you're going to get it done. So, extraordinary people can't do what regular people do. Like, I can't do what regular people do. Not no more. I mean, when I was in the wilderness, I could have, goofed off, did whatever, played around, played crackhead games, all that. But at this season of my life, I can't. My purpose on the line. Some people's destinies are on the line. If I don't produce what God has called me to produce, there's some people that won't produce. Like, or that won't evolve, that won't walk into their purpose, that won't walk into their calling. If I don't tell people what God has told me to tell them, because I don't know what people are going through. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what a person is dealing with when God places them on my heart and I gotta, you know what I'm saying, speak into their life. I don't know. I don't know sometimes when y'all listen to my lives later on what y'all are going through at all. So I have to be obedient at all times. Well, in order to be in a place of obedience, you got to be intimate with God. If you're going to be intimate with God, you can't be out here playing crackhead games. So you see, again, you have to be at a certain level. Are you ready? Because it was never going to come easy. That's why my first book was called Purposeful Pain. Because I understood it was never going to come easy. I was never going to have a chance to just chill and, you know what I'm saying, do whatever. Like, no. And even when I started my coaching business, I could have started my coaching business way before I did. I intentionally waited until God literally forced me to move, because I knew once I opened that door, it wasn't no turning back. I understood the call, and I knew it would be no turning back. I knew I wouldn't be able to just be like, well, I don't feel like doing it no more. I knew once I bought in, I had to be sold out. It had to be go time for me. So again, it was never going to come easy. Good morning. Hey, Shawan. Hey, Miranda. I knew it wasn't going to come easy. So newsflash for all of y'all that's thinking, God give you this word and now you about to go to the next level. That's not how it works. Nah, he gives you that vision. He said, this is where we going. But he don't tell you about all the processing and all the extra time you got to be putting in to be able to reach that destination. He don't tell you that, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to bite your lip. Sometimes you can't just go off on people that you want to go off on. Sometimes you can't just, you know what I'm saying, be ugly to people because you really want to go off on them. You can't be that person. You got to know how to elevate, because you have to know that the enemy will always attack. And if he's not attacking, that means you're not doing a lot. Because he's not worrying about attacking the people that he have. He worrying about attacking the people that's making a difference. He worrying about attacking people that's out here changing lives and talking and speaking into people and helping people get to the next level. That's the people he worried about. He worried about the people that can help you produce something. So when you are, looking at all these different quotes people posting, this is your season, just know, it means war. It means war. And when it means war, hey Kiara, when it means war, that means it's go time. And if you at war, your body got to be prepared. Your mind has to be prepared. Your finances have to be prepared. You have got to be all the way ready for go time. You can't go to war and you ain't worked out in 6 months. You can't run a mile if we had to run from somebody. You can't, no. I don't want you. I don't want you on my team. You can't pray nothing down. You ain't got, you don't have no power, and you still out here playing crackhead games with people. See, you're not ready for war. You're not ready for war. And that's the part that people don't tell you about pursuing purpose. Like, there's so many sacrifices. Like, when I look at my Facebook memory, I looked at it yesterday. I was in awe, because this time last year, I was doing my first book signing in Barnes & Nobles in my hometown in Lafayette, Louisiana. Barnes & Nobles. I had books. I have books. Purposeful Pain is in Barnes & Nobles. In Barnes & Nobles, I'm signing. I was on tour the whole football season. And anybody that know me, if you've ever even listened to one live, you know I'm a huge football fanatic person. I don't my whole life is scheduled around Grambling football. It just is. Feel how you want about it. So, but I gave up that whole season because I had a greater calling. I was on the road. I miss going to homecomings. I miss, hanging out with my friends. I missed birthday parties and celebrations. I missed all of that because it was something greater. I had lives to go touch. And now my third book is coming out, Vulnerability, Art of Letting Go. And now I'm like, okay, God, I need strategy on how you want me to bring this to your people. This is a different time. Hey, Stacy, this is a different time. And y'all, please share my live. This is a different time for me right now. You know, it ain't no book travels and you know what I'm saying, and things like that. So God, how do you want me to bring this to your people? Because again, this is not about me. And if it was, I would just do mortgages all day and not be worried. That's what I'd be doing. I would be still in a cycle probably and just doing mortgages if it were up to me. But God said, no, it's greater. There's more to be done. So now I'm having to understand that you got to tap in differently this time. You don't get to tap in like you did last time. It's a different strategy. It's a different time. It's a different movement. And for me, I write because I want my books to be impactful. That's why I can only write what I live. I can't write about some stuff I'm not living. Hey, look, hey, Chad, I can't write about stuff that I'm not living. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I can't. I mean, I probably could romanticize it for a little minute, finagle it, but it wouldn't be authentic. How can I tell you about letting go and becoming vulnerable and the struggle and the strife if I ain't never been through it? That's why it was never meant to be easy. Because when you go to pull other people out, you got to know how much weight it's going to take for you to do it. You got to know how hard it's going to be to do it. You got to know what it's going to take, what the sacrifice is going to be. Hey, Di, what the sacrifice is going to be. You got to know all of that. Hey, Amari. And if you don't, you're not ready. How you gonna go and pull somebody out of something that you still laboring in? You know what I'm saying? Correct, Di. You go through for someone else. And that's real. Look, my sister here. Hey, D. You know, that's real. And so, matter of fact, my sister was at the table the other day at my house when I was talking to my other sister, was like, you talking about XYZ, but when you gonna do something? She know. I bust a move on her in a minute and be like, so what you gonna do? When you gonna do? Because what I understand is every pain that God has given us, we're called to impact that. You're called to that. He didn't just give you that because, you know, for you to sit at the table and talk about it. No, he gave you that because he trusted you to do something with it. There's a gift connected to your pain. That's the part that people don't tell you. There's a gift connected to your pain, but you'll never know the gift if you won't explore the pain. You'll never understand your gifts if you can't explore the pain. And that's just the truth. So when I work out, when I'm pushing my body, when I'm going, you know, I have to push past that. Jamal, that's the tough part, is continue. Yeah. But Jamal, this the freeing part right here. Will it hurt kill you? Like, really, when we think about being vulnerable and getting hurt, true, is it gonna kill you? Has it killed you? I ain't never saw nobody die from vulnerability on no death certificates. And I done seen plenty of death certificates at the bank. I ain't see one death certificate that say die from vulnerability. You can't hurt me with what I already know to be true. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if my vulnerability makes you uncomfortable or puts you or whatever the situation is, then that just means you wasn't it. That's all. I had to come to grips with that because, you know, people work with that like you gotta guard, and you do have to guard, and you do have to have boundaries with people. I tell people all the time, I'm small in size, but I'm heavy in purpose. Can you carry? Can you hold what I'm carrying? Because I'm a lot of woman. I'm not no one trick pony. I'll drive you half crazy. On God. Like half crazy. I can overwhelm you just because I have a lot of thoughts, and there's a lot of things that I'm working on, and there's a lot of things that I'm going after, and there's a lot of things that I'm fighting to make sure I become or make sure that I do. My broadcast acts crazy. So, you know, at the end of the day, can you handle that? Sorry, my Wi-Fi's acting up, but I can't deal with you if you need clap bands all the time. I can't be with nobody who need claps and fans and people rah-rahing them all day. Nah, not at my table. Because you got to know some days you got to walk alone. Some days it ain't going to be no rah-rahs. Some days it ain't going to be no claps. Some days it ain't going to be nobody patting you on the back. What can you go when nobody patting you on the back? Can you go when nobody sees the vision? Can you go when only 2 or 3 people even understand what it is that you're even talking about? It's to be easy. And people that want it easy don't want work. And when you look at their life, you see it in every aspect of their life because they look for easy street in everything that they do. I mean, you don't want impact if you want it easy. You don't want impact. If you want to beef up your run, add some elevation to it. Correct, Jamal. Most of us don't understand the purpose. Correct. Exactly. Most people are afraid to get hurt. A lot of us don't understand the purpose of the pain when it comes to God and his purpose for us. That's absolutely correct. But even outside of that, most of us are afraid to get hurt because we don't know the play, how to bounce back from it. Nobody has taught us, okay, when you get hurt, what do? Most people, they go from one person to the next. They get hurt. Now I'm going to go to Susie. But you're not over Vanessa. Like, why are you talking? I'm going to just get this new in my inbox. Why? When you still want somebody else. You need to heal from that. The problem is most of us don't know how to heal from a thing. We're too afraid to take time to be by ourselves. So what we do, we go get somebody else to cut on. We go get somebody else to go. We don't just spend time by ourselves. Literally, with your text line dry. I definitely spend time by myself. I put my own stuff on the shelf. Was like, I'm good. Let me go sit down. And just spent time with Lauren. So when I'm questioned, like, when I get questions like, are you sure you know your purpose? Are you sure you can handle are you sure you can handle my response? I absolutely know my purpose. Now you're not just playing with no fool. I'm a different type of animal because I spent my time alone and I'm not in a rush for anything. The word of God reminds us, be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Anything that's premature is bound to have issues or die. Anything that's birthed prematurely, whether it's a baby, whether it's a fruit tree, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If we make a car with no brakes, it still ain't no highly functioning car. If the only way you can brake the car is to turn it off. Who gonna drive? Again, is we don't have the blueprint on what to do. And so when God gave me purposeful pain, he the blueprint. So people that read my journey, that's the blueprint. About what you do, not what the other person, because you can't control the other person. You can only control yourself. What were your expectations? What were you looking too much from the wrong people? Were you asking people to do things that they just couldn't do? You know, like you gotta take that. The healing is for grown folk. Healing is for grown folk. Entanglements are for playmates, and I'm not nobody playmate. So people that struggle with that also struggle with accountability. They struggle with accountability. They struggle with self-trust. All of those things. But again, getting to the greatest version of yourself was never going to be easy. And God is not going to give his best to somebody who's really fine with ordinary. He's not going to give you extraordinary when you going to settle anyway. That's like going on a job and them saying, okay, I'm going to $10 an hour. What? And they know they can pay you 17, but they going to offer you 10 and you take it. Then what's the point of me telling you after you get it, I could have gave you 17? Nah. If you gonna settle for 10, I ain't gonna tell you how much high I can go. That's negotiating 101. So again, it was never supposed to be. But when you know your value, you know you never settle for the negotiation. You know that you never first negotiation ever, because there's wiggle room. See, the thing about about God is that He knows what to the table with. The question is, are you gonna ask Him for it? He said that we have not because we ask not. Many of us are not where we are needing to be because we don't ask God. He said you have not because you ask not. You have not because you ask not. It's just that simple. So if you don't ask for $17 an hour, they're going to let you settle for 10. Because every business owner that's going to listen to this, and it is now the most expensive debt a business is payroll. When I look at most expensive debt to a business is payroll. So why would I pay you 17 if you're going to settle for 10 and do the same work and do it at a level of excellence? Nah, I'm going to put you at 10 because that's what you settled for. You didn't ask me for nothing more. And then I'll gradually work you up. And then you get mad when somebody else come on board. Hey, Mariah, somebody else come on board. And please share my life. And somebody else come on board and they making 17 and 17. They asked. They knew their value. They knew their worth. And they asked. You always shoot high and then see where it's going. Never shoot low. Don't lowball yourself. And many of our life have lowballed ourselves, which is why we're at the bottom of the totem pole. That's why we're there. It was never going to come easy. It was going to always require discipline. Hey, Deidre and Lisa, it was always going to require discipline, sacrifice, consistency. Can you stay consistent through the distractions? Can you? Are you willing to go when it don't look like this is even working out? You willing to work when you ain't got that many subscribers in your YouTube channel, but God told you to start one, so you started it, but you're not seeing the fruit yet? I remember the whole year of me complaining about, like, because I'm a numbers person. I'm like, Jocelyn, I'm not seeing the numbers. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Are you willing to stay consistent? Are you willing to stay consistent even through the seasons of distractions? Because distractions are gonna come, and people, hey Chris, people gonna try to get you off your game because the truth is trying to focus on theirs. So when they're not trying to focus on theirs, they come and try to focus on yours. That's how you know. That's how you know when you're around people that really and truly aren't who they say they are, who they say they post, who they I'm too focused on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm too focused on what I'm doing and what I've got going. Understanding and accepting that it was never going to come easy. God gave it to you, but knew that you had the gains and the weight to carry it. The question is, are you going to do extra work to maintain it? I do extra work all the time. I'm consistent. I'm disciplined. I have a routine. I have a schedule that I keep. And no, you're not going to just come and destroy my schedule. And no, you're not going to just come and say, oh, hey, well, can you come on and do this? No. Calendar. And that's a real conversation. Let me check my calendar. Based on what that calendar say, no, I can't. I don't care how great the opportunity is. If it don't fall within what God has told me to go do, I can't just you want me to. I can't just go and what you want me to do because it's the benefit for you. And that's how we have to be about our purpose. That's how we have to be about, what we're doing. We just know it was never going to come easy. So that loss you took, you had to take. Because half of them people couldn't go with you no way. Hey, Tuan, so half of these people couldn't go with you no way. So if God took that relationship, bye. Okay, thank you. You will understand, like my grandma say, in the sweet by and by. You'll understand later on why you couldn't stay with that person, why that relationship, why they couldn't feed you. Why, you'll understand it. I always tell people, when I had somebody ask me here recently, did I feel like my divorce? Oh, what, did I feel like a failure? I said, heck no. I felt promoted. You know who I am now? I was never gonna be this woman in that season. Ever. I'd have never became this woman in that soil. No. I'm promoted. I feel promotion. Period. Period. I don't feel failure. I feel greater. I feel lighter. I'm more consistent. I'm more intentional. Hey, Harry Jones and Mr. Robert Batts. I'm more intentional about what I do, who I spend time with, how I allow God to use me. There's so many lessons I learned through that season of God stripping me. He took my ego. He took, what else? He took a lot, a whole lot. And I'm not just talking materialistic. I'm talking internal baggage that I was dealing with, internal insecurities that I was struggling with. And all of my relationships have gotten better. All of them, from the relationship with my father, my mentor, the way I honor and love on people, the way that I perceive and allow people to come into my space is different. Like everything that I'm not the same person. And I never want to be that person again. So no, when people ask me, do you feel like it was a failure? Heck no, I was promoted. Promotion. And sometimes promotion comes with, you got to leave a position to get to the next. Get to this point if I wasn't willing to leave my last position. How you gonna be the assistant manager and the manager? You gotta leave one. You gotta leave one. You can't hold on to both of them. So for me, I was promoted. And it ain't no shade on person. It ain't no backlash. I mean, whatever. Like, I respect you. I appreciate you for the lessons that I learned. I'm never going to learn them lessons again. But I appreciate you. And I'm going to see you on the other side. Because where I'm headed now, I'd have never forecast this for myself. I would have never forecasted. Like, the messages, the inboxes that I get from people, the praise reports I get from people, the people that, people are still downloading my app. I'm still getting messages about your app. You spoke something on there. I your message at 2:00 in the morning. You blocked me. Do you know what that feels like? It ain't no amount of money you can give me that would even amount to that feeling of knowing that my life, my little words impacted somebody else and made them go from struggle to strength, or from stagnant to that I put fire in somebody that I don't even know. There's people that I barely even talked to in college that be in my inbox all the time about stuff, talking to me about things, or asking my opinion about stuff, or just letting me know like how my transparency helped them. And these people I didn't even know was watching me. I didn't even remember we was friends. I may not even spoke to you before. And now I have these connections. So I thank God that he took everything he took from me. I didn't need none of that stuff to be Lauren. I didn't need none of that stuff to be the great person that I'm becoming. I didn't need none of that. I didn't know that then when I was broken. I know that now. I know that now. And that's why you had to know today it was never going to come easy. And anybody that tell you that it is, they lying. You going to sacrifice. You going to go. You got to trust God when you can't trace him. You going to have to search for his hand. Sometimes still can't find it. And just go. Just go. Just look crazy sometimes. Message people that you ain't never had no relationship with because God told you to, and just, you don't even know why you here, but you here. I have a lot of those moments. But I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it. So go the extra mile today. Do something extraordinary to change your circumstance, to change your life. If you're tired of being on the job that you're on, begin to ask God, where does he want you? Stop complaining and Googling and just stop for 5 seconds and say, God, where do you want me? What is the highest and best use of my time in your kingdom, in your world? This is not about me no more. It's not about money no more. The money will always come because your gifts make room for you. So you never have to worry about money coming. Worried about money coming. You do right for people, money gonna come because God is always gonna bless. And he doesn't always just bless financially. You know what I'm saying? So begin to ask God if you find yourself in those struggles, in those trenches. Ask God, God, who am I dying to be? Who do you need? Who are you calling me to be? Who did you make me to be when you put me in my mother's womb? What seed was I? What seed did I carry? What was supposed to be crushing the serpent's head that you put in me? When you start having them kind of conversations with God, then you will quickly find yourself positioned where he wants you to go. And it may be uncomfortable, but it will be the most rewarding thing you have ever done. I get to do the most rewarding thing I've ever done every day when I'm coaching clients. I picked up 3 new clients just for the month of September already. That I am excited about their transformation. Excited. And none of the clients that I've had I'm just adding to. I'm just adding to. And I'm grateful that God trusts me with these people's lives and helping them manifest whatever he's called them to do. I love being their cheerleader. I love supporting them. I love listening to their ideas. I love getting their text messages at all times of day and night on all social media platforms. I'm that friend that because I'm not in competition with you. I'm not trying to be better than you. I'm not going to not tell you something that you're going to do it better than me. That's dumb. That's duck conversation. Ducks talk like that, not eagles. Not eagles. There's enough air for us all to and still not get in each other's way. So again, today, go do something extraordinary. Put your extra 15 minutes in. Put your extra time in. Get around some people that's going to push you and propel you greater. Hey, Kobe, that's going to push you and propel you to greater today. And if the conversations that you're having with people aren't making you want to become greater, stop talking to those folks. Talk to God. Listen. Thanks, Stacy. Listen. Download my app. I'm always sending out a word. Of things that elevate your mind, things that make you start thinking like, you know what, I may need to do that. You know what, I may need to stop doing that. I need to stop downing myself and telling myself that I'm not great. I need to start seeing myself higher. Why do I always feel like I'm settling? Because I am. I'm settling for $10 an hour instead of asking for 17. Why? All they can do is tell you no. All they can do is tell you no. And then they can watch another person get you and give you exactly what they said they couldn't. Do better. That's what happened to me. When I was at Regions, I'll tell you this and I'll get off because I've got some things to do. I wanted to be a business speaker. I was like 27 or whatever. And you think about it, African-American woman, in banking. Banking, it don't look like this in banking. And I wanted to be in business banking. Business banking's downtown. You ain't got that many people that look like me. Okay? So I had the credentials. I've got 2 master's degrees, an MBA, a master's in banking and financial management, all this stuff. Sales experience, proven great track record, blah, blah, blah. List goes on. And I interviewed for the job, for the role, because I've never not gotten a role that I wanted in banking and hadn't. And so anyhow, hey Josie, I didn't get the position. And I remember saying, like, you know what, God has something greater. And I kid you not, it wasn't a month later, Capital One called me. And you know what they said? We've heard about you. We've heard about you, and we want you to come over and talk to us about taking a position in business banking. Capital One is the first Black woman business banker in this area that they had ever had. They had never had a Black woman, surely not a Black woman under 30. Okay. And I'm dealing with clients that gross $2 to $10 million a year. And I'm going in and I'm telling these people what they need to do to take their business to the next level. So Regions said no, but Capital One called me and said, I heard about you. I didn't call them. Matter of fact, they had messaged me on LinkedIn like 2 or 3 months prior. I don't really check my LinkedIn and at that time and didn't even realize it. They said they had been calling up to my job trying to catch me, but every time I was busy or had a client or whatever, and they would never leave a message. It so happened one day I answered. One day I answered. The position was already there waiting on me. And when we negotiated, they gave me $20,000 more than what I was making. An assistant, my own book of business, so I didn't have to start from scratch. All I had to do was what I had and just grow from there. And yeah, changed my whole life. But had I got discouraged, nobody on me, downed myself, talked myself out of my own value, then I would have never known that my blessing was just sitting right around the corner. What I wanted was literally right around the corner. At this point, I'm like 28, making 6 figures. By myself. I'm making 6 figures by myself. Managing people that make $2 to $10 million a year. So when I tell people I can be your business coach, no, I absolutely can. I am certified to be able to tell you how to run your business, how to take it to the next level. Because I did that for years. Spent time doing that. So you got all these older people who've been in these businesses 20, 30 years sitting there calling me, scheduling appointments with me to come out to look at their books and strategize. That's how you know it's God. When God is for you, can't nothing be against you. I gave 8 years to that company, worked hard, all that time. But when it's your time, can't nobody stop you. Nobody. You got to be willing to do the extraordinary work. And my mentor taught me that. He would make me go on business calls and meet all these business and network, things I don't like to do because I'm not naturally good at just networking with folk. Like, that's not my natural talent to just go up to people and start talking. And so I had to get uncomfortable. But he made me uncomfortable in a season when I didn't have to. So when the season came, I was already ready. When it came, I wasn't worried about could I do the job. I already knew I could. Because I had been doing it all that time with no recognition, with nobody, you know what I'm saying this, that, and the fifth. I allowed my numbers to speak for me. So people called me. They said, I heard about you. I heard you was good. I heard about your business. I heard discipline. I heard you. What are people hearing about you? Are you hearing that you gonna put the effort, you gonna work hard and you gonna give it all? Is that what people are hearing about you? Because if that's not what they're hearing, then you need to start changing. They can't give information on things that you're not putting out. So what are people hearing about you? And age does not matter. I tell mama that all the time. It ain't no age limit on greatness. You can be 65 and out here getting it and taking yourself to the next level. Until you die, no reason that you shouldn't be striving to get to the next level. And that's just how I see it. So I pray that something I said blessed you. I pray that something takes you to the level today, that it helps propel you to the next level today, that it helps to push you to the next level today. And please share my live, and I pray that it blessed you. And yes, tomorrow I'll be putting in an extra 15 minutes because now I done committed, and y'all already know if I say do it. So there, my extra time, and seeing by the end of the month the transformation in my body. So look, y'all let me know what y'all committed to doing. If you want to look at booking a coaching, I'll drop my link. It's bridgingyourpurpose.com. Bridging, that's BRIDGING, yourpurpose.com. And let's go to the next level. Look, we in fourth quarter now. September. It's September. We're in fourth quarter, baby. What you gonna do? Because nobody cares what you did in first, second quarter, or third quarter. It's always down to the last lap. That's the number. The last lap. What did that number say in the last lap? And we're in the last lap. So what your number gonna say? I'm just trying to see. So I love you guys. Y'all have an amazing day. And Thursday